Hi everyone. Today we're going to be creating a drawing based on the book, The Day the Crayons Quit. What you will need today is your sketchbook, a pencil, your crayons, and optional, you may use a Sharpie, and if you have any other coloring utensils you'd like to use today, you may use those as well. First things first, we are going to open our sketchbook up to the first clean page. And you can have this either portrait or landscape today. I am going to use portrait. And what we are going to be doing is I want to teach you how to draw your crayons. What we're going to be doing is an observational drawing. Observational drawing is when you use your eyes to look at what you're drawing and draw it. So first thing, I would like for you to arrange these crayons in front of you in a way that you think looks nice. Or if you do not have a lot of space, I currently do not have a lot of space in front of me, you can draw each crayon one at a time. I'm going to start off with this crayon. I'm going to place it in front of you in a way that I can see. And I have a main goal of filling up this entire page with my crayon drawings. So looking at this yellow crayon, I can see that this main shape right here, including the label, is a rectangle. I also noticed this little part of the wax is a skinny rectangle. That same shape is at the very end. And up here at the top, the point of my crayon has somewhat of like a rounded square. So I'm going to be drawing that. Placing that in front of me. I'm going to start off on this side. You can put your first crayon wherever you would like on the page. To draw a rectangle, I'm going to start by drawing a straight line, just like what I see up here. I want to try and mimic that same thickness as my crayon. So making my crayon this thick would not be correct. Crayons are kind of skinny. So I'm going to put my second line right here. I don't totally love the way that line turned out, so I'm going to erase it and restart. It's really important that you draw lightly. If you press really hard, it does not erase as well. I'm going to box off my rectangle. Mentioned earlier, those skinny rectangles on either side. I'm going to put those on there. To do that, I'm putting a little line out, second line out, capping it off. Now, if you have crayons that haven't been used, like my black crayon hasn't been used too much, that point is more like a triangle. But I'm using my observational drawing skills to look at my yellow crayon. And I notice that it's a little rounded because I've actually really been using that crayon. And so I'm going to draw the edge. Once again, try your best to clean it up. And once I'm done, I can color this in. So you also have the option, I said earlier, if you'd like to outline in Sharpie to give it a nice clean look. If you use Sharpie, get another sheet of paper to put underneath that so it doesn't bleed through. And follow over those pencil lines. I like to outline my drawings in Sharpie because I feel like it gives them a nice clean look. It helps me to really notice where my drawing is. And then you can color this in. You can use your crayons if you like, or if you have something else you'd like to use, like if you want to switch it up and use colored pencils or markers, you can be my guest. And you're going to repeat this process until you've drawn every crayon on your page. I do want you to really practice and get all of these because we're going to do another step with this crayon drawing at the very end. One step I recommend is to color in the wax part of your crayon, so that'd be the ends, darker, and then make that label lighter. This helps to show a more realistic look of your crayons. You can even see the wax is a little bit darker than the paper. All right, so once you have all of your crayons drawn on your page, we're actually gonna do one more thing. So if you remember in the book that we read, all those crayons had a different emotion with how they felt towards Duncan using them. And I wanted to teach you some different line drawings that we're gonna do on here to show those emotions the crayons had. So start with, the red crayon was pretty angry. So I'm going to be using my red crayon and I'm gonna do a zigzag coming off of that point. So I'm gonna go up on a diagonal, down on a diagonal. I'm going to go up on a diagonal, down diagonal, up, all the way across, just like that. Next, we had orange, and the orange crayon was awfully proud of how they were used to color in a sun in a couple different pages. So for that, it might even help if you turn your page to be able to draw that crayon. I'm going to go side, bump, side, bump. And I can only go so far, so I'm gonna stop right there. You might have more space. Next I have yellow, and yellow was very excited about how they were used to be drawn for a sun. So I'm gonna put some wavy, bumpy lines all the way off my page, just like that. Just so you can see a little bit better. Bumpy lines, kind of looks like some scales. Next I had green, and green was so happy to be used to color in some crocodiles and the grass and all sorts of things. So for that, I'm gonna do a loop-de-loop line. Loop, 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 like that. We had blue, which was tired. So for a tired line, we're gonna go out, up, side, down, kind of like some blocks. If you can keep going, keep going. I had purple, which was organized. And so I'm gonna do a straight line for that. My next one was black, which was lonely. We do some dotted lines. And brown was sad. So for that one, I'm going to do a wavy line. Just like that. And there you have it, your finished crayon drawing. I cannot wait to see what you create.